Many master's applicants don't get rejected because of their test scores, their job, or their GPA. They get rejected because their story falls apart, and they don't even realize it. In today's video, I'll break down the 7 storytelling mistakes that quietly kill master's applications and how you can avoid every single one. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Caitlin, an Oxford MBA and admissions consultant who has helped hundreds of students win interviews and offers to attend all the top business schools in the world. Mistake number 1 is writing your story like it's a resume. This is a huge storytelling failure in essays and in interviews. Many applicants will talk about an event in a chronological way and say things like, I did this, then I did this, then I got promoted. And that leaves out the most important human component to your story. Admissions committees are looking to learn more about who you are and what you value. The quick fix is to stop narrating and start explaining your reasoning and the emotion that you felt in those events. Now, admissions committees are looking to understand, what did this experience teach you? How did it shape you? So when you use a little bit of emotion, it's going to go a long way for making them connect with you emotionally as a human being, which is your goal. Mistake number 2 is trying to impress instead of being real. Now, this one is subtle, but many applicants will try to sound accomplished and perfect. However, admissions committees are far more interested in you showing clarity, maturity, and honesty than they are in you trying to impress them. So the question becomes, how do you share your accomplishments? Well, the quick fix for this is to always share an accomplishment wrapped in gratitude. So I'm going to give you a very specific example from one of my most accomplished students. She is a Forbes 30 under 30, and she wanted to share this with the admissions committees in one of her essays. So the way we did it was we wrapped it in gratitude. We said something similar to, while I was truly honored to have been listed on Forbes 30 under 30, what was most fulfilling was knowing that others saw value in what I have dedicated my life to. So this way, she's keeping the attention where it needs to be, on the mission she's fighting for and on how she's helping other people. So this is the key, okay? Because the truth is that nothing you've accomplished you did on your own, okay? As a baby, you had to rely on other people, and since then we've been all connected and relying on other people. So this is being truly honest with your accomplishments and how they were actually achieved. Mistake number 3 is forcing connections that don't exist. Now, sometimes applicants will think that their entire life story has to fit into this neat little path. And so they'll bend and they'll stretch and they'll try to force connect all of these pieces together to show that. This makes your story sound very unnatural, and admissions committees can tell. However, you can make strategic connections between pieces that really do fit nicely together. So for you, that might be your major and an internship, or maybe it's your capstone project and an old job. We are looking for connections, but we're not forcing them if they don't fit. So the quick fix is to only connect the chapters or elements of your life that matter to your goals. Everything else can stay separate. Mistake number 4 is not showing direction. Now, this is a huge reason why strong applicants will get rejected. They'll talk about their past, they'll talk about what they're doing now, but they will never show specifically where they envision going in the long-term future or why. A strong master story has that long-term vision. It shows what you're building towards, why it matters to you, and how the master's degree fits logically into that path. The quick fix is to be explicit. So you want to share your long-term goal in a very specific way. So that's what I'm working with my students one-on-one, is figuring out how can we get so specific about the kind of company or organization that you want to lead or start. We talk about the industry you're going to be in, specifically what demographic you're going to be serving, the location where you're going to be based. We get very specific so the admissions committees can see that we've done our research and we've thought about this a lot and we are committed to this. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Think very specifically. Now, of course, that long-term vision is going to change as you grow and you're expected to change it, but you need to at least let them know that at every stage of your life, you can see far into the future. And that's going to send the message to them that you are an industry shaper, which is the kind of person they're looking to align themselves with. Mistake number 5 is not providing evidence. Admissions committees trust evidence, not ambition. So many applicants will say things like, I want to make a worldwide impact, I want to lead a team, I'm passionate about healthcare, but then they won't provide evidence to prove any of these things. So if you are going to make a claim, you have to know that there is proof in your profile, on your resume, in the application form, that what you're saying is true. If not, the admissions committees are going to see you as just having wishful thinking, which is something that could just change whenever. The quick fix is that every claim needs evidence. So what have you done that supports what you're telling the admissions committees you want to do in your goals? We can't just believe what you tell us, we have to see the proof. And if you give it to them, that's going to increase your credibility. Mistake number 6 is overusing cliches. Master's applications are full of predictable lines, such as, I want to step outside of my comfort zone, or I am passionate about making an impact, or I learned the value of teamwork. So if you include cliches in your essays or even when you're interviewing, it's going to be forgettable. The quick fix is to replace any generic statement with a specific one. So this is going to require you to think a little bit more deeply about the story that you're trying to tell. Now, I teach my students the STARL framework, which is good for essays sometimes and really good for interviewing. Now, the L in that framework is lessons learned. So that's the EQ nuggets of insight that they gained from going through that experience that taught them about human beings and about the way the world works. That's what the admissions committee is very interested in. So for example, a great little nugget that you could use would be something like the idea of collective illusions, which is this book that I highly recommend you read. And it talks about how we all tend to assume we know what the majority of a group is thinking and we act on that assumption, but most often we are wrong about what the group is thinking. So the lesson learned part could be that you realize that you may not actually know what the majority of your group is thinking. And so that's what led you to go to each member individually and talk to your group, or whatever action you took. Mistake number 7 is making the master's program the hero of your story. This is a silent deal breaker. Applicants will often write things in their essay like, I need this master's degree to become blank. Or, this master's degree is the key to my success. That puts the school or the program at the center of your story, not you. The school is not the hero, you are the hero. The school or the program is simply an accelerator. The quick fix is to show that you're gonna get where you want to go, whether the school jumps on board with you or not. So you're showing that you're on a path with momentum and they're welcome to join, but you're gonna get there anyway, with or without them. And that subtle shift in the narrative is going to make a significant difference to your application. To recap, we covered the 7 storytelling mistakes that kill master's applications. These include writing your story like a resume, trying to impress instead of being real, forcing connections that aren't there, not showing direction, not showing evidence, overusing cliches, and making the masters the hero of your story. As you go through the application process, if you want deeper insight into your strengths and your gaps, you can use my profile scorecard. I've linked to it below. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this was helpful, then give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video.